Hello everyone. Phoenix61 here. How is it going? We are, your daily dose of World of Warships Legends, right? So we finally unlocked the defense through the campaign, right? Like, I don't buy out campaigns. I typically play through them. So with Admiralty backing, here we are. And I put off, I played I played a handful of games with it, my first day getting it, and, they were so-so, right? Like, had a few wins, a few losses, right? Like, still getting the hang of it, and I still feel like I am, right? Like, I'm not doing crazy awesome with it like I was hoping to, but right, it's taken, with me and most ships, it takes me a little bit to get used to things, right? So, but yeah, Kaba shows up here, and he was going in reverse, and so we shot way short with our first salvo there. So we'll aim high and lead him a little bit better as he's backing up and do a little bit better there, right? I gotta say, I do really like the HE shells on this thing. Yeah, like I end up using them quite a bit more than not, right? Of course, we've got a great angle on this other defense here, so I switched to the AP rounds because if you've got the shot, obviously you switch to it, right? Make whatever makes sense, but the fire setting chances are pretty good here on the defense. So I think I'm figuring out the sort of the play style, so to speak, right? And a little bit dangerous here, but I use the damage con on the double fire. We do have our sonar going. Yep, so here comes torpedoes from the opposing defense, and then we know that Kaba out there also has torpedoes, albeit short range. But yeah, this defense shows up here, right? Probably fired his guns, right? There's one thing to note with this ship. The firing guns in smoke penalty is atrocious, right? It's like 11 kilometers, at least with the build that I'm running. And so, which is worse than your normal detectability range, right? Yeah, keep that in mind. So I do get there is some frustration there with, being in your smoke screen and still not being able to shoot because you don't want to get spotted, right? You gotta wait things out. So that happens here and there, right? So we're gonna get wicked lucky. We did have sonar going, right? So we had the heads up on all these torps, but we get things work out in our favor, so to speak, from all angles here, from the Kaba and the defense shooting torps at us. And we know Zhao also has torpedoes, right? So, but yeah, no, I'm going for it, and I used damage con on that fire. Get rid of it. I kind of figured if Zhao was shooting them, we'd be out of the way, at the right time here. And then, yep, this other defense is looking at us as well, so I'm slowing down and turning bow tanking into him. And then, of course, he goes into his smoke, and I think he gets a good chunk on us there. So we hit the heal, right? So the one thing that's going to keep you alive in this ship is going to be the heal for sure. So I am running fully packed so that we get an extra one, so we get 3 instead of 2. But yeah, it can take you most of the way back up, right? So as long as you don't get dev struck, right? You don't get just completely yeeted out of the game, right? Your heal can bring quite a bit of health back, right? So, and I'm a little nervous to shoot at this Schroeder just because I feel like I'm probably close enough to that defense. Yeah, so we get picked up, right? So, and it's got to be that defense that's sitting in smoke, right? Just because our smoke firing penalty is so bad, right? So I'm guessing he's sitting in his smoke, just hanging on and not firing his guns. But we've got a great shot on this Schroeder. And, just the AP just doesn't quite, it does some here, right? But, not I mean, I really shouldn't complain. The salvo was fine, right? It's a German ship. It's a Schroeder, right? But, yeah, we'll take what we can get. So I did switch back to HE, see if we can't trigger some fires here. Looks like he's going to start backing up. Zhao looked like he was backing up too, and I was hoping to be able to get a sneak shot on him, but I don't want to risk it, right? I'm going to start moving forward again. He's probably sending torpedoes this way. Why wouldn't he, right? So we'll avoid, to be just on the safe side, try and avoid Zhao torpedoes for the time being, and we'll move up, right? Pretty even competitive game. This one was kind of fun. There weren't any battleships, at least not on the enemy team, right? We did get one on our team, but he's hanging out in the back. So yeah, we'll just continue to pick on the Schroeder. HE is the way to go most of the time. Like I said, like at least for me, right? My play style, how it worked best for me, that's kind of where I went with the build. And I do have another game to kind of showcase here too, right? I picked two to kind of get us started off with defense, since this is my defense cherry, right? Where this is our first video. I do notice that the ship is pretty good at, you can kind of bow tank, and you can also kind of kite away as well if you need to. So it's got that going for it, but yeah, it's very British cruisery, and you have to watch out. You definitely gotta watch your angling, right? Like you can get toasted pretty quickly, right? As you should, right? Like that's kind of the way it goes, but. Yeah, between fires and, a little bit of luck there in the beginning, right, we're up to 90,000 damage here. We got a fire ticking on somebody here. So, yeah, I think the fire setting chances are really great on here. I think it was like 40%. Like, it's something high. And then, you do have to think you only have 6 guns, right? So, like, that's mitigated a little bit there. But, I mean, when I shoot HE, it's like, it feels like we're getting off fire at least every salvo, right? But, like, whatever. So, yeah, we kind of cleaned up on this side of the map, so we're going to press forward, start moving forward, and start chasing these guys down. We are only up 2 ships at the moment, right? But these guys are kind of starting to kite away and go into defense mode, with maybe the exception of this Petro. I think he ends up getting either torped or destroyed by our battleship. But I did switch back to HE shells, hoping to be able to shoot him as he comes around the corner. And right as we pull the trigger, he gets wiped out by the Grove, right? Like hell of a shot, like from that battleship, right? Like that worked great for him, but I was like, come on. So yeah, so there's another defense left, and then I think the Zhao, and then yeah, I think probably my biggest gripe right now with this ship is going to be the smoke firing penalty, right? Like, it's atrocious, right, for a cruiser, right? But like, I mean, it is what it is, whatever. But like, you expect it as a British cruiser to be, squishy, right? To be able to, like, just die instantly, right? Like, if a heavy battleship catches you on your broadside, you're screwed, right? Like, you expect that, but like the smoke firing penalty, I was like, this is awful. Half the time I can't even use the smoke, right? So unless you're sneaking around, and just hanging out, waiting for torpedo chances or something, right? I'll give it, the torpedo angles are a lot of fun on this thing, but yeah, it's tough to. The smoke screen can be very circumstantial, right? So we'll chase down this defense. I'm going to guess he's turning out and heading back towards his home base to try and do some defending here, right? Like your last ditch effort to just see what you can do. But yeah, we've got the angling on him, so I switched to AP. And we'll take that shot there. I aimed a little bit high just because there's that land there, right? But if we had a cleaner shot, I'd maybe aim a little bit lower, trying to get a little bit more hull. But we do pretty good there, right? 3 penetrations, incapacitations. I'm going to guess we damaged a turret. And then Zhao looks like he's backing up. So we'll take our shot there. Defense comes out of his smoke, right? Probably realizes, just like me, where it's like, all right, I might, like, screw it. If I'm going to fire my guns, why even bother with the smoke when you're this close to people? But yeah, it's like the smoke firing penalty is like 11. You can see up in the top left, 10.8 for my regular spotting. And I think the smoke firing penalty is 11 kilometers, right? So, but defense gives enough angle to the Azir on our team, so I don't even get a chance to shoot at him. Quick peek at the leaderboard here. I think we finished second, right? Just over 100k in damage. There's definitely the potential here, right? So I'll keep playing with this ship. But yeah, there's definitely the damage output potential, like throughout the game, is there, right? Like this can be a pretty big scoring ship, I'd imagine, right? So, but yeah, game number 2 here. We're gonna try and get somewhat close to some cover here. We get spotted by something. I'm sure it's a destroyer over by the B cap somewhere over there, right? But yeah, like first salvo there, we get 3 fires on that Schlieffen. So of course he's going to put those out, right? So that leaves it. I always leave it open for, you know, whoever shoots them second to get the permafire, right? Like, it's never me. Temeraire, right? However you say that ship, right? British battleship coming around. We'll take our shot at him. So far, so good with not being spotted while firing in our smoke. We'll see how long that lasts. Get a fire on him, right? So far 2 salvos and fires on for each one. And I think he damage conned it right away too, so we probably won't. He'll probably still be on damage con when this hits. Yeah, so we don't get a fire there. I'll blame the damage con going. Yeah, that's why we don't get a fire there. But yeah, smoke screen's short duration, right? So we're already out of smoke. We're going to have to maneuver, try and get some cover here. A lot of battleships out there in this game. Montana far out, you know, this is like one of those like, am I gonna survive this, right? If he decides to shoot at me or not. And yeah, we did get another fire on the battleship. Now we'll take a shot at the Montana, see if we get one on him. Smoke screen is ready again. We get the kill on the battleship. Musashi out there. I think, did I whiff the shot on the Montana? Must have. Yeah, we take a shot there. Luckily it was HE, whoever that is out there. Yeah, Brisbane's shooting HE at us, that's fine. We'll damage con the double fire from him. Back in our smoke. Again, unspotted, thankfully. It's almost like you gotta use that like combination smoke and cover, right? Montana out there, we'll take our shot at him. Hopefully we actually hit him this time. And then do we have the fire on the Schlieffen, or is that somebody else? I think that's somebody else. Can we steal the kill here is the real question. Nope, we cannot. Yeah, Conqueror had a fire on him. Right, so that's what I was saying. We get those initial fires, we do the dirty work and let somebody else get the permanent fire. But we got it going on the Montana now, I believe. Yep. So he's cooking a little bit. And he's kind of our only good angle right now, so we'll just keep picking on him. But, you know, ideally, like what I like to do with, you know, any other sort of, you know, fire starter build, right? You got a fire going on somebody and then focus on somebody else to try and trigger another one on somebody else. But Montana's really the only one that's we got a good shot on here. We're not getting picked up when we fire at him. We'll take advantage of that. I want to get like turned a little bit here, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm trying to pay attention to the mini-map, right? We've got this Musashi and Navarin over here. So it's like if I could get turned and they push up, I could send torpedoes that way potentially, right? But now I can't shoot anything. But Musashi definitely needs some fires on him. Let's see if we can get back up enough here to where we can shoot him. Defense across the map's probably going to pick us up if we fire, so we'll trigger the smoke here. And we shoot the AP at him. So we got a good angle there. Yeah, I did okay. He started turning in, right? So it'd be better to have HE loaded here at this point. But we've got AP loaded, so we'll use it. He's turning back out, so that might actually work out for us. We'll see. And then, yeah, we've got Navarin and Musashi pushing around the outside here now, so we'll try and see what we can do about that. Now we get 3 pens and 3 over pens on the defense across the map, right? So 6 guns, 6 hits, I won't complain there. Accuracy feels good. And we're probably going to lose our battleship that's in the A cap here, right? You can see him just off to the right. He's low on health. So we'll probably lose the spot on these guys. Can't quite get them. We'll try. We'll take the shot, but yeah. All right, Brisbane's all the way back up over here now. I just like our destroyer that's all the way over at sea. I kind of wish was more. You know, they capped that zone. I wish they were more over this way to help do some spotting for us here. But it is what it is. We'll take what we can get here. We'll drop smoke. Yeah, and I'm almost more so running fully packed here for the extra heal, right? Like, these heals work so great that having 3 heals over the 2 is awesome. But yeah, here we go. We get spotted while firing in our smoke screen. So we know that that enemy destroyer is 11 kilometers or less, right? Somewhere in here. So I'll start moving forward, because I'm sure these battleships are going to want a piece of this. So, yep, there's some bullets. Defense up there. Very curious where this guy is. I don't think has he not been spotted at all this whole game? We'll push up, see if he's up here. Gonna move around somewhere. Well, we go unspotted there. Yeah, this is where I get kind of like, you'll see the frustration in my gameplay very shortly here, but like, we get, this smoke screen here is the where I'm like I'm still learning and figuring it out, right? Because we can drop the smoke, but we'll still get picked up by this destroyer wherever he's at. And so I'm trying to, like, we stop here. I'm gonna use the smoke and see if we're still spotted, because Musashi I know can't pick us up. And then so we go unspotted there. We'll see how this goes. Yep, so we're still unspotted. So good. So destroyer doesn't have line of sight on us, at least not within 11 kilometers. And our friendly destroyer manages to capture the B-hole here. We'll move up. We're going to try and stay out of line of sight of this Musashi. And then we've got a very healthy Montana, as well as that Brisbane that was up here. We know Brisbane's got a lot of torps too, so we'll have to be careful of him. There's torps from either the Brisbane or the destroyer, wherever that destroyer is. Right, so I'm going to trip the sonar here, because we know that Brisbane's got torpedo tubes on both sides of his ship, plus those other ones probably came from the destroyer, right? So I'm going to move to the right here. Hopefully we get lucky and this torpedo hits the island. It doesn't look like it's... Oh, it does? Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. But yeah, this is where I'm like, you can brawl with any ship. Just how long you can brawl for is the key here. I'm hoping we throw them off by intentionally running into this rock, which is not really what happened, but try to get around it. We're going to power through. Brisbane gives us enough angle to get a Citadel hit on him, so we get a good chunk there. And then I'm going to try and see if we can't get our guns on him. He starts shooting us, which he switched to AP, so that's bad for us. It's the right call, because he's going to be able to dig into us quite quickly here. And I'm hoping we can just get some torpedoes on this Montana and get some guns on the Brisbane. But yeah, you can see our health here, right? If we had the heal ready, we would be able to heal back almost all the way back up to half. Right, so I'm going to get these torps off on this Montana, see if we can't get a flesh wound here. But even here, before we die, we're up to 188,000 damage, and then we're gonna lose it here. So, but we're gonna take somebody with us. We did quite a bit to the Brisbane as well. Got an assist on him. Somebody finished him off. Right, so we'll fast forward through the rest of the game here. But yeah, 228,000 damage. Right, so it's like, we did that push and it was risky, and we lost, we lost our ship and we gave up our ship. But 200,000 damage, I feel like we pulled our weight. We are ahead on points. We've got the zones, so it's just a matter of somebody needs to survive this game. We've got, what is it? Okay, so Shimikaze here on our team has full health, and he runs into I think was that a Shimikaze on their team too? Right, so he's being sort of smart, right? Like he's trying to keep that zone in our hands, but then he gives up his ship in doing so, right? So he's trying to get those defend banners and keep B-hole from getting capped, and so, we've got, it just takes one smart player in this situation, right? And that is this Minotaur on our team. I think that's a Minotaur, right? He goes, caps the A-cap, drops his smoke, and then just runs for it, right? And so we'll win that on points there. As, time expired and we had more points, right? So we'll get the victory there. That does put us at the top for this game as well. Almost broke the 3,000 mark there. Walked away with 170,000 in silver. We'll take that action. We'll go through the how I've got the ship and commander build set up. This might have him free to play. I'm not sure. Yeah, Mr. Scrooge is just a Geist, right? So, but yeah, we are using aiming system mod 1 here. You don't get a prop mod option, so I'm using steering gears. Concealment for slot 3 and gunfire control system for the 4th slot. And then this is, oh no, I do have an inspiration on there. But yeah, Bruce Fraser, right? We're using Bruce Fraser. So yeah, for inspirations, I mean, you could use anybody here, right? There's a couple choices out there for either like that are free to play cruiser, dispersion perks and stuff like that, right? And then, yeah, we're using basically anything that's buffing our fire chances here. So another 2% there and another 3% there for fire chance. And then, yeah, since I wasn't using AP too much, I didn't go with punch through. I took the damage nerf there and then fixated. And then, yeah, you could, refill station is kind of always a good choice, but my recommendation is fully packed just because of how well the heal works. So getting an extra heal can be huge, right, if you time it better than I did at the end of that game. But that's going to be our video for the day. That's our shenanigans for the evening here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click my icon that shows up down in the bottom right here in a second. And then we will, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And, yeah,